We are with Nate and Steve. Been on hiatus for the last, I don't know, 3 weeks because
Yeah.
Burger talk about how awesome the Vikings were. Here we are after the big win over the Jets, 27-22. The Vikings are now 10-2. Kind of a weird half game out of the division win. Let's get your initial reaction, Steve Berger. Go.
They just always every week make it interesting. Besides that Dallas game, which was a super dumpy game. But yeah, big win. Nice. The defense recovered at the end there. Otherwise, I was not impressed by the W. Could have been, should have been like 30-10 or 38-15 or whatever the score should have been. Kirk didn't look good. Defense was terrible till the end. They made the plays that mattered. But that's my initial takes.
Sure. I guess for me, even at the end of the first half, it looked like we could have walked in with a 20-3 lead. We let them
Yep.
kind of drive down for what I thought was an easy field goal, make it 20-6. But I felt good about it, thinking, hey, if it just repeats itself, 40-12 win, that would have felt great. Um, Especially to score 20 points in the first half without
Looking good.
Kirk
Yeah.
Cousins. I don't know. I would have rather had Steve Berger out there for a hot second because I
Throwing
know he
dimes.
knows how to spin the ball a little
Throwing
bit.
dimes.
He taught who how to throw the ball?
I don't even remember now.
Marcus Davis.
I don't even remember now.
Come on, man, you got all the stories.
It's a long
But
time
Kirk
ago.
did not look good in the first half. He was missing throws. It's almost like he was missing reads too, or there was some sort of miscommunication that was happening because there was a couple opportunities where Jefferson and Thielen were kind of on those weird like tree like split routes, and it's like hit the open guy
Right.
and just throwing these weird like just missing.
Yeah,
And
and it almost seemed like he was playing like he was gonna get hit. And the offensive line played really well where it was like, dude, they're giving you time, man. Just start throwing dimes. And he was it almost seemed like he was going after the right guy, but then he was throwing them behind him or over him and then the Jets started getting after him and then he started getting a little skittish again and it was
yep,
like, God, here we go.
yep,
But yeah, and then that third quarter was just another lull time, like it's been all year that you think they were kind of getting over, and that came to rear its ugly head back again. And so that, yeah, it was just a tough game all around. But hey, we came out with a W.
yep.
So
Without overgeneralizing it, I mean, in the first half and probably a majority of the rest of the game, we never were dialing up anything besides the most vanilla defense.
oh, dude, soft shell taco.
And the disappointing part was there was a couple drives where I saw like Hunter and Smith weren't even on the field, which was weird. But
Yep.
like you're pairing those guys up in, we weren't getting the pressure. And I know that like there's been a lot of first round picks in New York and stuff, but like we are a team that has given up a lot of pressures with a four-man rush, even three. There was a couple times where they only brought three, and we were feeling it, and we were just not getting it. Here's another case in point where we let a mediocre quarterback have time and look like they were good.
Right. Exactly. And then also when they caught the ball, then our D backs couldn't tackle them. They just went for those shoulder tackles where they just pushed the guy and then
There was a
he just bounces.
60-yard play
Yeah,
to
bust it. And,
Wilson that Shandon Sullivan could have pretty much ended his career and decided to just kind of go,
yep.
and
Yep.
let him gain another 40 yards over the middle. Like, there's a big difference getting tackled for a 10-yard gain at the 50 than letting him run all the way down to the 11.
Right. And why is Donatel only time he dials up any sort of blitz is when they get into like the inside the 30-yard line.
Or in a very like, this is when, it's third down and whatever, I'm going to bring it now. Like, I
Put him
think,
in third and long, dial up a second down blitz like Zim used to do.
but
That's what he used to do.
that's
He was so notorious for,
that's
right?
that's
I
what
know
I'm trying
exactly
to
where.
say is like,
Right.
if you're only going to run it when they expect you to run it, then they're going to have a play to run against it. And if you're
Exactly.
that vanilla every time, I mean, deep, too
Yep.
deep safeties all the time. And then even the very, very first defensive play, Caleb Evans was lined up like 9 yards off of um, Wilson on the short
Yep.
side, and then
Yep.
they ran it that way, and it's like, well, you're already lined up and you're backpedaling off of the line, and they're going to throw
Mhm.
a sweep that way. Well, it's an
Mhm.
easy 8-yard run because he's going to have to come up and meet you and make a good tackle to get it.
Exactly. And then that soft shell defense, they're just playing those huge gaps where then you saw Davis or Wilson come right up in there and they were getting those 17, 18 yard, plays like those crossing, I mean, just those deep ends.
Freezing those linebackers, freezing
Dude,
Kendricks, freezing Hicks because they don't know if they should be going up
right.
or, you know,
And they
it
just toss it
doesn't
right
take
behind them.
much to get
Yep.
up and over it, right?
Any competent quarterback can make that throw. And it was just getting drilled all the time. And that second half was just brutal.
Yeah,
It was like, God, come on.
it was tough. But the highlight points, interception by Harrison Smith, big time
Yep.
play.
Yep. There should have been
Um,
2 picks.
probably should have been another one.
Yep.
Well, probably two more.
Well, 2 more.
I
Yeah.
mean,
That another
there was
one.
one where they like bounced off each other, and there's
Yeah.
one where they could
Gotta
have.
love that. Yep.
Yep. But what are you going to do about it?
But I thought
Um,
the offensive line played well today. Run blocking looked pretty good. I mean, Madison and then Cookie had a decent day, and then a couple nice rushing touchdowns. Um,
Burke getting loose.
yeah, yeah,
Good.
that was real nice.
That
Yeah,
first half, that was nice.
and and then the defense. There's not many highlights, but Jones. I thought I really like Patrick Jones. Anytime he's on the field, it seems like he really brings some good energy off the edge, and I'm almost wondering like, do you let Hunter go in the offseason and you just plug in, especially if you're going to be playing this 3-4 defense? Like,
Well, there's certainly enough other gaps that we are going to have to pay for. I mean, any way that you look at it, we're going to need corner back help. We're going to need potentially offensive, defensive line help, receiver help,
yeah, oh yeah. Or wide
and
receiver, I mean, you
and
can
then
go in the draft.
linebacker. Like, well, sure,
Yeah,
right, but I
yeah,
mean, any of those positions you could draft.
right,
But I mean,
right.
if you're going to pay Hunter as much as he's getting paid, and whether that be a Donatel scheme thing or what, but like you got to be seeing that 20 plus million production more frequently, or if at minimum in those high pressure situations, which he did get that nice pressure. It was, I mean, it was 4 down territory, and I think it
Yeah,
happened on 3rd down, and then they ended up
yeah,
getting
they
first
brought the
down
blitz
anyways.
finally.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
but I don't know. The defense, I think that we're talking right now, defense, put a pin in it. If we really want to make a run late, it doesn't feel comfortable.
no. It doesn't make me have any confidence beating any of those elite offenses when it comes to the playoffs because
Right.
that defense will just kill us.
But
I mean,
but it's not
yeah,
for me. It's not about the talent,
no,
right? To me,
right.
it's
It's the
like
scheme.
it's the scheme.
Yeah, scheme's killing us.
It's destroying us.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like all they have to do is just play top 15 defense, maybe even top 20 defense, and they're just not doing it. And they
we're
have
not
these
going to
fourth
win
quarter.
anything with bottom of the barrel pass
No,
defense.
no.
This
And
bend
then
but
that's
don't
why
break shit
we're, yeah,
stuff
exactly.
isn't
And
gonna
that's why we're playing in these games where, it's like one score games at the end. And it's like the offense is putting up points, but it's like your defense is also giving up a ton of freaking points.
Yep. 3 phases of the game. Today, special teams look great,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Got
Ryan
got to
White,
say
I didn't
something
like that
about
punt at
Mr.
the end, though.
Joseph, about making everything he had to,
Mhm.
because the opposing team once again looked like they couldn't miss, which they didn't, from all over the field. At least
Again.
Greg Joseph made the ones we were hoping for. Butthole tight on
Yes.
the
Yep.
51 yarder, tight butthole.
Yeah.
But hey, he made the extra points. We're feeling good about it,
Yep.
right?
hmm
Big punts,
Yeah.
a couple big punts.
Nice punts.
Yep,
Ryan White needs to be all pro mentioned, and he's a rookie.
Ryan Wright.
Yep.
Yep, I thought you said White. It's all
Oh
good.
no. Yeah.
Um,
And but that last punt though, at the end of the game, that last punt he made where he was just doing, I know that was like, it was designed that way.
but it was also squished.
I know, but I didn't like that. It was like, dude, you can boom him, man. Just boom it.
Yeah. No, I don't know if it's designed that way, man. It was a
He
quick
skied
punt.
it.
It
Yeah,
was a
I
quick punt
suppose.
because
Yeah, you're right.
Delvin didn't get any push, and on that third down, like even if you would have got to the line of scrimmage, we would have had 6 yards. But he got bumped back 3. Hey, here 3 yards is a lot when you're talking about standing on the
Right.
end zone line, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I like the toss play. I like the toss play there. It adds a few extra seconds off the clock,
yeah,
but it's just like, man, or do like, I know this sounds crazy, but I was thinking like maybe do one of those reverse pass options. But you were too close to the end zone. It would have been stupid. I know.
that would have
I
been
was just
dumb.
thinking about killing clock.
Yeah. How
You know.
about the offense just moves the ball in a non-critical scenario and like gets just a couple first downs? We're not even talking like, hey, you got to score a touchdown. Just get a first down. 2 first
Oh,
downs. Make
yeah.
them burn their timeout so that they're not like marching on us, making us burn timeouts to
Right.
go down, at the end of the game. All right, 3 phases. Offense. Um, I'm putting a stamp on it. Justin Jefferson is the best wide receiver in the league.
Yeah, I don't think there's a question
There
anymore.
is
It's
there's
him.
zero question, straight up baller. You need to hold him. You need to interfere with him to not make him effective.
He had two
And
big
even
drops today.
even yeah, well
Just saying.
one of them was behind him.
Oh yeah, they weren't good throws.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it
Imagine
just
an elite quarterback or an above average quarterback, because we didn't have above average quarterback play today. We had below
no.
average quarterback play today. I'm
Yeah.
I'm liking Kirk this year, but today stinker. And
Yeah.
he should be the first one to say it. That was garbage play from Kirk Cousins today.
Yeah, agreed.
And so you put that ball on him, and
Yeah,
he had a couple other plays that were, I mean,
I know.
I don't know, man. I'm just glad that we're winning right now because a guy of his caliber is happy to be where he's at.
Right.
Real.
And he's having statistically his like worst year as a pro too, as a Viking anyway.
Yep.
But we're winning, so we can't complain. And he's playing in a different way. So I
Yep.
mean, that's kind of what we're looking for too.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, defense. I would say I would give
Nope.
like the defense a C- today, just
Okay, well,
because of
we
the
were on
plays they
offense.
made.
We were talking about offense.
I know, but I thought we were moving
3
into
phases.
defense.
Oh, we
Okay.
were
All
already
right.
on defense. Then we went to
Okay.
special teams. Now we're on
Oh.
offense.
Oh, gotcha.
And you wanted to talk a little bit about offensive line play,
Yeah, the offensive line played really well. I mean, even
except for Blake
Brandel.
Brandel.
Yeah, I mean, he got some help when he needed it, but I mean, as a backup tackle, I mean, you can't really complain,
Right.
right?
This game looks different with Darisaw.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Bradbury looked like a baller, like
Yeah.
3 or 4 different occasions.
He's
Ezra
getting played.
Cleveland was having a game
Yep.
today.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of upset that like Bradbury's coming out now because he's
I
gonna
know.
demand more money. Like how like we want to be in the mix, but we know all the bad. We're seeing some of the good now,
Yeah.
but he played really well. Cleveland played really well. This game's way different with Darisaw. A healthy Darisaw.
Yes. I think he'll be back
CJ
next week.
Ham sighting,
Yep. Yeah,
blowing
that
up
was
some
nice.
walls.
Well, I like that they're adjusting too. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like we play this style of defense, so they're like, "Oh, hey, we'll run in Ham a little bit more and run this style of offense against that style of defense, and not just be like, well, this is our scheme and this is how we're going to run it." You know what I mean? So I really like that. I really like that out of KOC that he's doing that.
Did you feel like there was that much adjustment happening, or
Third
did you?
quarter. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. I felt like the play action was not very tight. Like
Could have ran more. Could have ran a little bit more, but they also
ran more,
killed us.
or we could have ran more with Madison.
Hmm.
You got a 1-2 punch. I like what Cook brings to the field, the home run ability, but he's got twinkle toes happening right now.
Hmm. Yep.
Madison, you see it when he gets in there. Boom! It's like hitting the hole hard, man.
Hmm.
And sometimes you need to punish the D.
Yeah.
Cook is not going to punish you. Cook is
No.
going to wear you out because he's fast as F, but
Yeah.
Madison's the guy who's going to just bloody you up, and you know, it really feels like they want to run Cook between the tackles. And there was a couple plays this game that like it worked pretty well. That weird slow draw play in the first half
Yep.
that worked great.
It's one of my
But other
favorite
than that,
plays.
he's only been really effective outside of the tackles. Where
Right.
Madison, come on, man, let's run the ball with him a couple more times. Just a
Yeah,
couple.
they were killing our play action today though. Any of those play action
But those play
rollouts we were trying to do, they're
they were
killing it.
they were not selling them well. It felt situational again. There
Yep.
was no like everything was predictable. It felt back like into old Vikings times where it's like we're gonna do this in this game scenario. There was nothing where it was as a casual fan I felt like I was surprised by,
Right. No, I agree with you.
with the
Yeah.
exception of the failed throwback pass that Jefferson turned into a nice little 8-yard gain.
That was nice.
I
He's so
like that.
shifty.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's fun to watch, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that brings to a point that I have. I want to ask you, like, do you feel like we're still not opening the playbook, or is this a sign of just a younger head coach, first year sort of stuff? Like, once we get to the playoffs, do you think that we're going to see a higher octane, maybe a little bit?
I don't.
And
I
does that
don't.
freak you out?
Not really. I mean, because the team is still putting up points and they're doing what they do. I think it's just going to come down with adjustments with KOC. I mean, he's he's a first year play caller. You know what I mean? So he's still trying to get in his zone. I'm really impressed what he did against New England on a 4-day rest after the Dallas game and
Mm-hmm.
how much they adjusted because that pass rush was second in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And they were coming in here and they were going to do exactly what Dallas did. And they adjusted and they did really well. So, and then they had another strong defense in the Jets today. And their style defense is very similar to what San Francisco does just because of Robert Slade and what he does. And that style gives us a lot of fits on offense. And we still put up 27 points with Kirk sucking.
Sucking.
So, yeah. So they dialed up stuff. Um, Plays that should have been hit. Hawk should have been hit. JJ on that deep pass, and then
Thielen
also,
twice.
yeah. So there's quite a few plays that were left on the field that we could have easily put up 30 plus points on this team today, and that's a
Sure.
really really good Jets defense. So I think the play calling is just going to come around, and they'll have to adjust, and it's just going to be really interesting when it comes to playoff time.
I mean,
Defense scares me
here we
most.
are. Here we are, right? 10
Yep.
and 2. Last
Hey,
couple years we've had a more explosive offense and defense, but explosive plays aren't wins.
right.
I'm happy to be sitting at 10 and 2, but
Yep.
it's a shaky, scary 10 and 2. We're playing the Lions next week. Lions are capable of putting up an easy 40 like versus better defenses. Think
Dude.
that we're going to be able to keep up right now?
They're a scary team right now. I'm not real pumped on playing. I just can you I did it was what, week 2 or week 3 and we were talking about 14-3.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Do you really see this team going 15-2? I mean, they can win every single game from here on out, right?
For
This was
sure.
the this was the toughest defense that we had to face the rest of the season, you know. But you got Detroit. I just don't I'm not saying we're going to lose that game, but that's another game that I think we might lose.
Well, here's the deal. We've been really lucky in our injury status. Sorry for the bright light, but I'm doing a quick search here. I think that I think we might be able to get Dancer back next week. You hear what I said?
Yep, we get Dancer, Tiny Dancer back. That'll be huge.
That would be massive
Yep.
against a team like that, even though they're getting. I mean, they played Williams this week, and he
Yeah, that
didn't
doesn't
do
mean anything.
anything. But I
Yeah.
mean, you put him in next week.
I'm sure they're going to want to showcase them a little bit against a team that they traded with to get that player. I'm sure they'll dial up some plays or something like that. That's
Or
how
to keep their
fickle the
playoff hopes
NFL is.
alive, because
Yeah.
you got a tie versus the Giants and the Commanders. All of a sudden, the Lions, after their win, still have a chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah. And they felt like they should have beat us, what, what was that, week 3 or whatever it was, and
Yeah, week 3 they should have, or thought
yeah,
they
they
should
should
have.
have beat us. They
Technically,
should
they
have beat
should have.
us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bad play calling.
yeah,
But
they biffed it. Clock management. Yep,
yeah, that's why we play the
we
game.
won. Yeah,
We
that's why we
won.
played. That's why we fired Zim.
But do I think that we go without losing the rest of the year? I think that's a stretch.
There's going to be a loss in there.
Yep.
Detroit might be it.
But I also think that it's tough to like say what it, which game it'll be.
Yeah.
And honestly, this season so far, at least win wise, has surpassed all of the expectations, at least in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
It's unfortunate that the Eagles keep winning because you just keep on pace, hoping that you're going to be able to get
They got
that
a tough
bye.
schedule. They got a tough schedule the rest of the way.
Yeah,
And
we
if you
actually
look
have
at,
we have played the ninth hardest schedule I
yeah,
saw, and we've got
hmm
the easiest remaining.
yep, on all
Go,
those contenders. Yep,
go.
I know. Yeah, we got to. I think we have to win out to get #1 seed. You have to, and then Philadelphia is going to have to lose a game or two, obviously. But they have a really tough schedule. They got the Giants twice.
Yep.
They got Dallas twice. There's a loss there. There's might
There's
probably
got to be
two.
at least
No,
one or
not
two.
Dallas twice. They got Dallas one more time, but there's a loss there. So
Giants, Bears, Cowboys, Saints, Giants. That's who they got to play.
yeah, Saints could beat them.
Yeah.
They could. Their
Yeah,
defense
well,
is good.
anything could happen. That's why you play the games, right? That's why you play the games. All right. So, I mean, Vikes, December Vikings. Sitting at 10-2. Somehow it was a weird thing the entire season talking about the magic number with the Packers who fell
Yep.
out of grace. And now we still the magic number was to where it was, but now it's not because the Lions keep winning.
Yeah, we just have to wait for the Lions to lose, apparently. So I think actually we just win one more game, and I think we win the division.
It was really weird. I felt like coming into this week, it was supposed to be, it didn't matter whether or not they won.
No, they had a tie or lose today, and then with our win, we would have won the division.
Well,
I think all we need to do is just win one more game, and I think we win it.
there's going to be a certain tipping point, right?
Yeah.
Where
Oh yeah.
if you keep winning, you lock
Yeah.
it up. But
Yep.
how many games are left? You just said 5?
I think 5. Yeah.
Yeah, one more win would lock it up because
Yep.
feeling pretty good about it.
It's a division title. Yeah, division titles are cool, but I mean,
When's our last
no,
one?
2000.
17?
Yep. No. Yeah. 2017 was our last one. Yep.
Miracle? Is that Minneapolis Miracle?
Yep. 13-3.
I don't know, man. It's I don't feel the magic. I'm just giving you my honest opinion, but I do feel the talent. Like I feel like we have what it takes. But
Yeah, it's been a fun year. I mean, and the magic. I mean, damn man, like every single game used to like go against us, and somehow we're like getting all the bounces and
except
big
for the
plays
kicks.
in the end, and yeah, except for the kicks. And but I mean, if anything, if you talk magic, that Buffalo game was unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, so there's something going on with this season, and it's been a fun ride. You know what I mean so far. So let's just keep riding it and scold a victory.
All right. Just to wrap up today, you were going to give some grades on the 3 phases. It sounded like I need some
Yeah,
letter grades. I'll accept pluses and minuses, unlike Charge. Go for it.
I'm a big plus minus guys.
Defense.
Defense gets a C minus grade today just because they made big plays today when it counted, and they had some big turnovers.
Special teams.
Special teams, I would give them a B grade.
Why?
Because their coverage was really good. Punting could have been a little bit better in key moments, but the punting was pretty great. There's punt coverage a couple times I was not too impressed. We never had any kickoff returns, so I have to give it a B grade.
Okay. Offense.
Offense, I want to give it a C plus. Left a lot of points on the field. Kirk struggled today full-heartedly. I thought the rest of the team played pretty well. The offensive line played really well today. So I'd probably give it a C plus just because of how many points it left on the field.
All right. Well, here we sit, 10-2 through week 13, coming up against the Motor City Kitties next week at
Gonna be a
noon.
tough one. Gonna be
Be a
tough.
tough game. I guess to me it feels like depends on if we can stay healthy, which Kirk shows up. I mean, we got the best receiver in the league, a way better defense on paper than what we're seeing as far as the scheme, and we'll see where we go from there. Yeah,
We got little ones going around.
Yeah.
All right.
Until next
Skull.
week, Skull.